Counting calories is one of those things that anybody who's tried to lose weight has done. Let's be honest, we've all been fucking on MyFitnessPal trying to track how much 120 grams of chicken weighs, and honestly most people forget that even like 120 grams of cooked chicken has a different amount of calories than 120 grams of raw chicken, for example. People don't account for so many things when counting calories, and honestly the entire calorie counting, how would you call it, the entire paradigm is completely off. I mean, first of all, we don't really even know what calories are. Most people don't know what a calorie is. Calorie is the amount of energy released from a certain food when it is burned. Brother, that has nothing to do with how humans metabolize food. And I mean, that's only a couple ways in which calories fail. Calories, like, brother, you never know exactly how many calories you've eaten, and you never know exactly how many calories you burned. So obviously calorie counting can be useful, but when you're saying, oh man, this food has 290 calories per 100 grams, does it really have that many calories? Well, it doesn't, because 200 calories per 100 grams is an estimate. It's kind of like, it's an average more than anything. So that food could easily have 200, let's say 60 calories. It could have 200, it could have 330 calories. I mean, truthfully, you do not know exactly how many calories are in a food, and there's so many of these uncertainties, and you stretch them along the entire day and all the foods you've eaten, and at the end of the day you have no idea how many calories you actually burned and how many calories you actually eaten. And that's never gonna change. The entire human metabolic system is completely incompatible with calories. It is much more complicated than just calories and macros. I mean, people don't even take account of the thermic effect of food. For example, protein requires much more energy to metabolize, to break down in the gut and the stomach than fat or carbs. And people don't even think about things like this. So when you eat more protein, it's gonna be much easier to lose weight, especially since protein is also a lot more filling. This is one of the reasons why I suggest people eat out of meat and eggs and dairy and stuff like this, although I think those are also the best foods for humans in general, whether they help you lose weight or not. But that's just scratching the surface. When people also don't think about, minerals making them satiated. When you don't have enough minerals in your body, you're gonna be a lot more hungry, and your body's gonna crave things with those minerals in them. So if you're lacking something and you're eating a shit diet with things that are not nutrient dense at all, and your entire diet isn't calculated and thought through, then you're gonna be deficient and you're gonna be craving things that have those nutrients that you need. So I mean, this is just the beginning. There's much more to it that I don't even know personally, but people really don't know much about nutrition at all. People think it's just macros and calories, and they're completely wrong. So I don't count calories. I don't count calories, not today. I won't count calories tomorrow. I didn't count calories yesterday. I'll never count calories again, because it doesn't really matter. Calories play all kinds of different food do different things to your body. So it depends on the food you're eating and the calories and the quality of that food, not so much the calories. Calories are largely irrelevant. Obviously, if you're eating too much, you're gonna gain weight. That's just complete basic. It's a basic paradigm. But there's much more to it than that. Not to say that counting calories in itself is not a sustainable model. I mean, when you go to a restaurant, for example, you don't know how many calories the food has. You don't necessarily know what kind of cut of meat it is, let's say, what kind of type of bread, how they made it, or whatever. And it's not only restaurants, but in general, why would you bother your body and your mind with counting energy that you don't even know if it's correct when your body does that for you, and completely accurately as well? You don't need to do that. You don't need to count calories. And it's, people think of going on a diet and then they count calories, and when they reach their goal weight, they'll stop. That's not like, I completely disagree with the entire idea of dieting in the first place, because I don't believe in changing your diet for a determined amount of time and losing the weight and then changing back to your original one. Brother, the original diet is what made you fat in the first place. And if you lose, let's say, 20 pounds and then go back to your old one, then you're gonna gain it back again. You're gonna gain all of it back. You're gonna be a fat ass once again. So I don't believe in counting calories. I believe in changing diets and eating habits. So how many times a day you eat, and the quality and type of food you're eating. So I believe in eating, as I said, eggs, meat, dairy, fucking fruit. Man, if you just change things temporarily, then the results will be temporary. You need to choose something that's gonna be permanent for you, something you can enjoy, something you like to eat, a diet that you can sustain long term and reap the benefits of, instead of just switching to it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Because then, as I said, the benefits are gonna be temporary, and there's nothing you can do about that. So you need to change your eating habits, you need to change the way you think, and you need to change the things that you eat and the quality of food that you eat, instead of eating things that are garbage and low quality and that have pesticides in them. They're gonna fuck with your hormones and make you hungry and fuck with your sleep, and sleep is gonna fuck you up even more in terms of satiety and things like this. So you need to change your life in a lot of ways. But if you're just trying to lose weight, you need to change your diet and your eating patterns, and that by itself will make massive changes. Trust me, you don't need to even think about calories unless you're going like on an extreme cut where you just are trying to become like 6% body fat for like bodybuilding or something. Then perhaps calories can be a useful tool, because then you need to be in such a large deficit that can work. But until then, and I hope you never do that, because that will crash your hormones if you go below like 10% or so. It depends, it's genetical. Some people can be higher can go lower, some people can have to stay higher percent, but I think everybody can be healthy at 10% body fat. So yeah, anyway boys, that's pretty much it for this video. I am in pretty decent shape, obviously still losing weight, still on my journey, not counting calories, eating basically the food that I like, eating healthy, and just being fucking like making progress, boys. So anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it was a bit of a better one. I tried to make it a bit better with a better goal in mind for the video, better team. Anyway boys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.